Lord Shiva said, "My dear Parvati, I will now tell you the glories of the 15th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Please listen carefully. In Gauda Desha, there was a king of the name Narasingha. He was so powerful that he was able to defeat the demigods. The commander of his army was called Sarab, who was exceedingly greedy. Together with the prince, he plotted to assassinate the king and become the ruler of Gauda Desha. However, before he could execute his plan, he got affected by cholera and passed away very soon. In his next birth, he was born as a horse in the country known as SIndhu. The horse was exceptionally beautiful and incredibly swift. It possessed all the traits of a champion horse. One day, the son of a wealthy man from Gauda Desha spotted this magnificent horse and decided to purchase him, intending to sell him to the king of Gauda Desha. After acquiring the horse, he journeyed to the capital of Gauda Desha. When he reached the city, he went straight to the king's palace and requested the guards to inform the king of his arrival. When he approached the king asked, "What brings you here?" The businessman responded, "O king, I found a horse of unparalleled quality in Sindhu, and there is none like him in the entire universe. I spent a considerable amount of money to acquire him." The king ordered, "Bring that horse right away." The horse was promptly presented before the king, who became delighted with the outstanding qualities of the horse. After inspecting the horse, the king paid the businessman the amount he had requested without thinking twice. After a few days, the king decided to go hunting. Mounted on his horse, he ventured into the forest, where he spotted a deer and immediately gave chase. He pursued the deer relentlessly, following her in every direction she moved. In due course, the king left the rest of his entourage far behind. After a long pursuit that left him tired and thirsty, he decided to take a break. He secured his horse to a tree branch and settled down on a large rock to rest. After a short time, he noticed a piece of parchment swirling in the wind, eventually landing beside him on the rock. Inscribed on that parchment was half a Sloka from the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. As the king began to read aloud, the horse collapsed to the ground, leaving his horse body. The individual within the horse body attained a transcendental four-armed form. He at once sat down in a flower airplane which had come from Vaikuntha to take him to that transcendental abode. The king noticed a graceful ashram nearby, nestled among fruit trees. Sitting in that ashram was a Brahmana who had complete control over his senses. The king offered his respects to that Brahmana and with folded hands inquired from him, "How was it possible that my horse was able to reach Vaikuntha?" The Brahmana named Vishnu Sharma responded, "O king, in the past you had a commander-in-chief of your army named Sarab. He conspired with the prince to overthrow you from your throne. However, before his plan could work out, he fell ill with cholera and passed away, who was later reborn as that horse. By chance, he heard some words from the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita and attained Vaikuntha." The king offered his obeisances to the Brahmana before returning to his capital, where he repeatedly studied the contents of the parchment. Shortly thereafter, he appointed his son as the king of Gauda Desha, and he himself departed to the forest. There, he diligently recited the 15th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and quickly achieved the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu.